Hey guys, we're back with the 2004 Subaru Legacy wagon. These are the front brakes. I have a caliper sticking, which is really common for these cars, and I'm just going to go ahead and replace it. I replaced it once 3 years ago, and now here we are again. So a guy should probably replace the pads at least while I'm here, but I'm probably not going to if they're, you know, halfway decent. We'll see. Alright, what you're going to do first is jack the car up, use jack stands, take the tire off, and you'll see the rotor and the caliper as you see here. What I'm going to do is take the caliper off, as this caliper is sticking. I replaced it 3 years ago, and now the wheel's starting to heat up again. There's no sign that it's a wheel bearing, so I'm gonna just assume that this reman caliper from AutoZone is sticking again. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take off the two rear caliper bolts, one right here and one right below. And I broke these loose already. One. And two. Then, if your caliper's not dragging, you should be able to sort of get it off. You might have to put a screwdriver, but I can tell this one's dragging because it's solid on there. So I'll have to get something to pry with. So I've got the trusty flathead, and I'm just gonna kind of wedge it under the back, try to pry it off. It's pretty, it started to come off, but it's pretty on there. I wonder if the bottom piston is the one that's seizing. And this caliper looks should look pretty good. Maybe I can just lube it and put it back on. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now it should rock off. Oh yeah. So, yep. So as you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but there's two pistons here. One looks really good. It looks like there's still maybe even some bit of oil left over in there from when it was new. Well, the other side, you can see that it's, I don't know if you can see it, but it's completely rusty in here. And it's starting to rust on the lip, which I think is what's going on. It was sticking to the pads. So yeah, this caliper's shot. Even though it doesn't look very bad, I believe this to be shot. So we're gonna go get a new one and replace it. Okay, so we're back from the parts store here. I've already got the two bracket bolts. They're 18 mils. You can break those loose and pull them out, and your bracket will come off. And I've already re-screwed in the new bracket that I got at the parts store. One of the things I realized I should have done, and I didn't want to do it this way, but it's going to be a little harder, especially if this banjo bolt is stuck on the caliper, to get it off while it's free. So I might have just broken it loose before I took the caliper off, but it's fine. So now we're just going to take the banjo bolt off the caliper and switch it over to the new one. Hopefully fairly quickly, as I'm just going to try not to lose too much fluid here. You got to make sure that the line, the banjo line, goes in the right groove, or it probably won't sit correctly on the back once it's reinstalled. Now that that's reinstalled, we can go ahead and put the pads in. So I got the caliper all put back together, and then I have no one around to pump the brakes for me to bleed it, so I'm just gravity bleeding and waiting. So basically you're just going to put back the caliper and the pads together and pop the caliper back on the bracket that you've already put on. And we're going to bleed the brakes and we should be good to go. The pads were about I don't know, approximately half, 2/3. So I just put them back on. Yeah, it's good enough. Anyways, so we're just gonna bleed this for as long as it takes, and then we should have brakes again. I'll put the tire back on, and that'll be it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this helps somebody.